Hi everyone, it's Sam from Sitemate. In this video, we're going to look at how we can use the Sitemate links feature for a variety of pre-starts, whether they're for vehicles, machines, plant, or any other type of equipment. We're going to look at how we can enable anyone to submit a pre-start into your Dashpivot account without them actually needing a Dashpivot user login. Instead, they'll submit the pre-starts via the free Sitemate app and submit those into your Dashpivot account. We're going to look at how we can set up a Sitemate link inside of Dashpivot, how we can send that out to our operators or our laborers or our workforce, and what it looks like from their perspective when they actually submit those pre-starts back into your Dashpivot account. Here we are on the Dashpivot website, and the first thing we need to do is make sure, before we create any links, we need to make sure that we're in the folder where we want all of our pre-start records to be submitted into. So in this case, it's this site team folder. So I've clicked on that, and let's go to the template section. You can see we already have an excavator pre-start template set up, and this is the one that we want to enable our operators to submit into Dashpivot in this video. So all we need to do is head to the links tab. You can see we have two different types of Sitemate links. One is called a single submission Sitemate link. The other is called an ongoing submission Sitemate link. The key difference here, and the reason that we're going to be using the ongoing submission Sitemate link, is because things like pre-starts are filled out on a routine basis. They're not like a one-off form, like an induction that you would fill out and submit and then it's done. With pre-starts, you might be doing them daily. So in this case, we're going to set it up as an ongoing submission Sitemate link. Please note, it is a paid feature for anyone to be accessing an ongoing submission Sitemate link. So as soon as our operators or our workforce gain access to our pre-start, they're going to be added into Dashpivot as what we call a Sitemate form user. I'll show you what that looks like in just a second, but please just note that it is a paid user type. It's not the same cost as a Dashpivot user license, but it does bear some cost, so please just be aware of that. Now that we're in here, in the ongoing tab, we can click this green button to create a new link for our pre-start. And I'm just going to call it Excavator Pre-Start. And we need to select our template, which is this one here, the Excavator Pre-Start. If you've got a range of different pieces of equipment, vehicles, plant, machines, things like that, feel free to select the pre-starts that you have for each of them. It is possible to select multiple templates, but in this video, we're just going to pick the one. So just keep that in mind. So let's click Create. And the link has been generated successfully. And Dashpivot is now showing us how we can distribute that link to our operators or to our workforce. So the first option on the left is to simply just copy this link and send it to the operator via email or via SMS. This is probably the most straightforward way. We just send them the link, they click the link, it opens the Sitemate app, they can fill out the pre-starts, and away we go. The alternative to that is we have a QR code poster that you can download. It looks like this. We'll do an example in just a sec, but it looks like this. You can stick them on, on the machine or on the piece of plant or the vehicle, or just stick them up around your site or your office, just on the walls. And by scanning the QR code, it works the same as if you had just clicked on the link. So it's going to open up the Sitemate app. It's going to add the pre-start into their account, and then they can submit the pre-start back into your Dashpivot account. So I just want to show you how we can do that. So let's click download. Give it a second. Click download, and then let's open it up. So it's going to come out looking like this, nice and professional. It'll have your logo up the top, the link name, a big QR code that you can scan with your smartphone or with a tablet, some instructions, and information about the app stores, as well as some detail at the very bottom about where exactly in Dashpivot these forms, in this case the pre-start, is going to get submitted into. So it captures everything. Feel free to print these out and stick them all around your sites or on each machine. Let's now switch over to what it looks like from the Sitemate user's perspective. So I'm just going to click Done here. You can see the link has been created. So There's a couple of shortcuts. We can just click on the link to copy it. There's a shortcut to download the poster. We can also edit this link if we had a new machine or something and we wanted to add that PreStart into this link as well. We could edit the link. There's also an archive option if we don't want anyone to be able to submit PreStarts for the excavator anymore. But let's switch over to what it looks like from the Sitemate user's perspective, the operator or the person who's going to be submitting those PreStarts. So on the phone, we're just going to open up the camera. Going to go and grab the excavator PreStart poster. You see that there's a link that appears up the top, so we're just going to tap on that one. It opens up our browser. It tells us, hey, this is for the excavator PreStart, and it prompts us to install the app and gives us this link. Now we need to copy that link because we're going to have to paste it into the app in just a moment. So I'm going to copy that and click the install button. Now for me, I actually already have Sitemate installed, so I'm just going to click open. And we need to go to the Forms tab. So when we go in there, I'm going to click Add Forms. And you can see it's got a box where we can punch in and paste that link. So I'm just going to paste that in, click Submit. Form's been added successfully, great. And we can see it sitting here up the top. So it says ongoing submission, which means that we're going to be able to fill out one of these PreStarts, submit it, and then submit another one if we want. And you can see it's got a little indicator, so we know it's the new one. Let's submit one. So let's tap on the excavator PreStart. You can see that it's got all the relevant fields. So it's got the date. We can select the piece of plant. We can select the location. And then we have all of the usual checks. So someone would just be able to fill all of this stuff out. I'm not going to do everything. There's quite a lot in there. Down the bottom, looks like we've got a couple of signature fields. And then once we're happy with everything that we've filled out, we're going to click the submit button. And that's going to upload, give it 2 seconds. Says that it's been submitted, which is great. This is in the activity tab in the Sitemate app. So this is just a log of all of the forms that we've submitted from the Sitemate app so far. The top most activity is the most recent. So that's that PreStart that we've just submitted. And just to show you, if we switch back to the Forms tab, we can still submit the excavator PreStart. So we can do another one now if we want to. But we've already submitted one into Dashpivot. So let's go back and take a look at what that looks like online. One quick thing I just want to point out before we take a look at that record is that because my Sitemate app profile has accessed that ongoing submission Sitemate link, I've now become what we call a Sitemate form user. So if we go into users, there's a section called Sitemate users, form users. So we'll click on that and we can see that my profile is displayed there along with some other people that may have clicked on some other links within this folder. So all of these form users are a paid user type. It's pretty easy to manage them. If you don't want someone to be able to fill out the PreStart anymore, you just find their name and click on the trash icon. That will remove their access to that PreStart in the Sitemate app. So it's just going to disappear. Any records that they've submitted will still be in your Dashpivot account, so you don't have to worry about any of that. It's just removing their access to continue submitting those PreStarts. Okay, so where did that PreStart that we submitted, where has it ended up? Well, if we go to the template section and go to our excavator PreStart template, we can see that we have our latest record, which we just submitted from the Sitemate app. So it's this one here. I'm just going to open that up. And you can see it was submitted via the Sitemate app because it's got the Sitemate app icon there. And it's got the detail that we just filled out. So the date, the piece of plant, the area, a couple of checks. And if we scroll right down, we've got the signature at the bottom as well. And so over time, you'll end up with lots of records, potentially hundreds, if not thousands, of these PreStart records stored in Dashpivot. What's neat is that we can always just use the register view to find any specific records, maybe from a particular person or a particular piece of plant. This register view really helps us to search through all of the records that we have stored in Dashpivot. And that wraps up this video. So if you have any questions about how this works or you're getting stuck or have a problem, feel free to reach out to our live chat team via the live chat button on the Dashpivot website. We also have some other video tutorials in our Help Center covering other use cases for the Sitemate Links feature, whether that's timesheets, inductions, room completion sign-offs, site check-ins, JSAs, remote toolbox talks, things like that. So feel free to check those out. There's other videos about other functionality in Dash Pivot too, like the analytics, photos, templates, etc. I hope this video has been useful. I hope that you'll get some value out of setting up your pre-starts for machines, vehicles, pieces of plant and other sorts of equipment using the Sitemate links feature. And thanks for watching.